Hey, Shalom. First, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful at the house of David. Let's get into this. This is gonna be the you know, somewhat of a lamb back of my last lesson. The trials of war, you know, the trials of war, of the battles, you know. Because what? We know that what we're going to suffer in this flesh, we're going to suffer in this life. You know? We're going to suffer, but we must endure it. We must overcome it. You know? Sadly, there isn't any other way. If there is another way, it's not another way, you know? You know? So we must continue the battle, must continue the fight, you know? We'll have to go through these trials of war, these trials of this flesh, these trials of this damn life, you know? Listen, let's talk about it. This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 8. Listen, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons, you know. And you know, chastisement does not feel good. Chastisement does not feel good. But he's Yahweh is molding you into something that he wants. You know? He's molding you to something he wants. Something that can can handle the situation, the situation that you are in, you know. Because we're gonna face punishment for things we've done, you know. But also, chastisement can be, correction in ways again to mold you into something he wants, something that can fit your life, that that it is acceptable, you know. I'm gonna just read verse 9. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? Now, you brothers, some of y'all might have had that, fathers, I can't speak too much on this. You being, corrected by your father, you gave them reverence from it. Maybe they gave you some knowledge. They kept you from doing wrong. And you you was thankful for it. How much more our spiritual father, conditioning you to win the war, conditioning you to win the war on the inside, and also the war the war on the outside. You know? How much more is he gonna do that? You know? This is Acts chapter 14 verse 22. You know? Because again, this is for winning the war. Winning the war, and we must continue, and I hope you all continue. Listen, this is Acts chapter 14, verse 22, confirming the souls of disciples, exhorting them to continue in the faith. That's part of that war. That's part of that war. Stand in the faith, stand in the right mind. You know, stand in the right spirit. Because there's so much things out here that can throw you off. You know, depression, poverty, being afflicted in the flesh, you know, false doctrine. You trying to get to the truth, but niggas out here being all ravenous wolves. You know? You know? That's why we gotta what? Continue in the faith, cause that's part of that war. That's part of the battle. That's part of the war. That's part of the war. You know. Continue the scripture, and that we must do much. And that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, through much tribulation. Not all at one time, but much tribulation. You know, and that's the condition of the battle. With much tribulation, we have to try to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. You know? It's not a battle we want, but a battle that we must fight. You know? You know? It's a battle that we must fight. So you must continue the job. You know, because you don't want to go out you don't want to, you don't want to give up and join the other side, you know. You don't want to give up and join the other side, because the other side is going to be completely demolished, you know. They're going to be tormented, then demolished. You don't want to join that other side. You don't want to give up and join the other side, you know. You know. Pray to endure until death. Pray to keep the faith until death, you know. You know. Again, it says through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. You know? Listen to this. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 6. Starting at verse 6. Listen, therefore is also another thing, a city builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of good things. You know, this precious city, this city is filled with good things. You know, immortality, gold, rest from battle, rest from, you know, just rest from the annoyance of just being alive. You know, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left deep water, and one only path between them, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive the inheritance? You know, how you gonna enter into a risk? How you gonna get it? How you gonna get it if you don't go through it? You know? How you gonna beat the game if you don't play the game? You know? To get to that, that's the goal, to get through this fire and water, so you may win the war and finally be at rest. You know? To finally be at rest. That's that fight. That's that fight, man. You gotta, as I keep saying, I'm going to keep saying, keep fighting, keep moving forward. No matter how slow, no matter how fast you're going, keep moving forward. Because this is not one of all speed, but of endurance. You just gotta finish. Don't try to finish as fast as another brother's finishing. You know, your goal is to finish. You know, your goal is to finish. You know. Listen. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. You know, and once you pass through that, that tribulation, that affliction, you're now something fit to be in that rest. You're now something fit to be there. You know? You know? So keep going. You know, these are trials of the battle. These are trials of war. These are trials of the war. That suffering, that affliction, that chastisement. You know, some brothers might have it harder than others. You know, but this is this is a part of it. This is a part of it, and you must continue. We must continue. Hopefully, we see each other there. Hopefully you see me, I see you, you know. Hopefully. You know. So just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, keep in the faith, keep pushing the word, keep doing charitable work. You know, if you're not one that's, you know, if you're not a prophet, you know, keep helping, keep supporting, keep doing, you know, what is good according to scriptures. Keep doing what is good according to scriptures, you know. And with that, I hope you was edified. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the house of David. Until next time, Yahweh willing, Shalom.